Okay, to start, we're going to start with the Norse gods, the theory of creation. But we're going to start with a little uh, bit of information on the Norse gods. Unlike the other gods, for example, the Greek gods, the Norse gods were not so powerful or even lucky to have the ability or inability to be killed. For example, the Olympians from Greek mythology, the Greek gods, Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, Athena, which sprung from the crown of Zeus, fully armored and clothed, could not die. They were immortal, impenetrable, invincible, and for that, and on that grounds, the Greek gods could not feel courage. They could not die. They could not be damaged. So there would be nothing in and of itself to spring forth the ability to feel courage when they can't even understand the fear of death and standing up against that, taking lead. The Norse gods themselves could be killed, as said, and easily, for that matter, and had many enemies to deal with. For example, the giants from Jotunheim, the city of Jotunheim, a very active, persistent enemy of them, and could only go into battle when called, with the hopes of assured victory, and with the knowledge of Ragnarok, the end of times, weighing heavy on the head of Odin, which was trying to postpone that as long as possible. Now, with their theory of creation, it's unique, per se, at the same time of being very similar to other beliefs. For example, when you look at the Oriental beliefs and the ultimate nothingness before anything, which is obvious. I mean, before there is something, there is nothing. But to create something, there must be something amidst nothing. For without something, you cannot create anything. Which we'll get into later. Anyway, the Nordic also had similar belief to Christianity when it comes to how man was created from nature, but instead of it being from sand, other substances, and man and woman were created from two different ones, as we'll get into in a bit. Two different substances, though of technically the same substance, two different variations of the same substance. Well, anyway, in the Elder Elda, a wise woman says, "Of old there was nothing, nor sand, nor sea, nor cold waves. The earth, no heaven above, only the yawning chasm. The sun knew not her dwelling, the moon his realm. The stars had not their places. But the chasm, tremendous though it may be, or though it was not. It did not expand everywhere. It was not everything in and of itself. Far to the north was Niflheim, a cold realm of death, and far to the south was Muspelheim, a land of fire. From Niflheim 12 rivers poured, which flowed into the chasm, or into nothingness, into the area where nothing lay, and freezing there filled it slowly up with ice. From Muspelheim came fiery clouds that turned the ice within the chasm to mist. Drops of water from the mist fell upon the chasm, and from which formed the first frost maidens and Ymir, the first giant. His son was Odin's father, whose mother and wife were frost maidens. Odin and his brothers killed Ymir. They made the earth and skies from him, the sea from his blood, the earth from his body, the heavens from his skull. They took sparks from Muspelheim and placed them in the sky as the sun, moon, and stars. The earth was round and encircled by the seas. A great wall, which the gods built out of Ymir's eyebrows, defended the place where mankind was to live. The space within was called Midgard. Here the first man and woman were created from trees. The man from an ash, the woman from an elm. They were the parents of all mankind, and in the world there were also dwarfs, ugly creatures, but masterly craftsmen, who lived under the earth, and elves, lovely spirits, who tended to the flowers and streams. A wondrous ash tree, Yggdrasil, supported the universe, and struck its roots through the worlds. The third root were, there are, three roots there are to Yggdrasil. Hel, or Hel, I don't really know how to pronounce that. Anyway, beneath the first root, beneath the second lived the frost giants. The men beneath the third, or beneath the third, was Midgard. It is also said that one of the roots goes to Asgard. Now, that is the basics of it, and within the next video we will continue on, well, in one of the next videos, because I believe the next video will actually be on the theory of creation for alchemy. But in one of the next videos we are going to continue on to the, it's under one of the roots. It's a well of white water, guarded by 3 guards, and it's gonna go into that, which assign men their fates and whatnot, similar to the 3 fates in Greek mythology. But that is unrelated to the theme of this particular video, so we will continue on that, as I said, in a future video. Now, to summarize everything that I just read, the basics of it was, as I was saying at the beginning, you cannot create something out of nothing. There must be something to create everything. In and of itself, the Nordic, from what I can observe, go to use something to describe what was there before there was anything, and in doing so, describe that something or that material which was used to create everything when there was nothing. From Helheim, that poured 12 rivers into the chasm of ultimate nothingness, or into the space of nothing which did not extend everywhere, and from the south was the land of fire, or Muspelheim, which fiery clouds came into the chasm, and basically evaporated some of the ice into mist, from which the drops which would refreeze, created the first frost maidens and the first frost giant, which was Ymir. Ymir was the father of Odin's father, and Odin's father's wife and mother was frost maidens. So Odin and his father killed the Ymir, and from his body, or in his being, created earth, seas, and so forth, so on. And from Muspelheim, sparks they used to fill in the rest of the universe. Although it's lacking in certain areas, for example, when you really look at the universe, it has more than just simple materials, but simple materials of Earth as the other planets. It has asteroid belt, a lot more material used than just one planet, and as we know now, the Earth orbits the Sun. But that is obviously knowledge that they did not have, so knowledge on other planets and asteroid belts, other galaxies, would be limited to them, to the Nordic, and wouldn't, so they wouldn't be able to incorporate that in when forming their theory or belief. Now, I'm going to end it there because I see it's already came to 10 minutes. And this really shouldn't, this is really a short subject in and of itself. Anyway, subscribe if you like the video, and more videos will be coming shortly. The first videos, like this one, are going to be on theories of creation from different belief systems. As I said, there's going to be the alchemic version. We already know Christian, which is basically just God create everything without any explanation to how. We covered of Nordic, and there might or might not be one based on Kabbalah or Jewish mysticism. Anyway, until next time.